this friendly fever as a child long ago. I riding with my dad across this country, down in the lonesome roads, where I learned about a weakness down deep within my soul. Here I am tonight, still chasing these old white lines, counting highlight goals. I was driving through Muskogee the day Merle Haggard died. Had to keep these big wheels rolling, no time to stop and cry. So I just kept on moving on, and I was breaking down inside. I was driving through Muskogee, Oklahoma, the day Merle Haggard died.
What's going on, everybody? Let y'all roll in here while I carried out the trash. See, we multitasking. What's going on? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Looks like Big Road beat you there, Daniel. Warwick Jones, there you are from Australia. How about that? Blue as hue, TJ Jones. What's going on? Jeff Beard's in the house. Big Rig Radio Network. Red Light Sunday night. There you go. Burger's in the house. Snorelord's on. I thought it was earlier today. Snorelord, I missed. Make my entrance, right? I missed the time, Steve. Kayslin's in the house. Oh, Daniel says I have to check on my other phone. Okay. So we'll have to check on my other phone to verify who was first for Daniel. So everybody sit back and wait while we verify who was first for Daniel's sake. We'll pull up the live video. All right, pull up the chat. And let's see. Oh, Daniel did beat you, Big Road. Daniel did beat you. Yep, he beat you. Who was 2, 3, and 4 says. Oh, 2, 3, and 4 would have been Big Road, then Warwick, and TJ. How about that? All right, 8 p.m. Central. Oh, it is 8:22 now. I am sorry. Daniel won nothing. What's going on, everybody? It's Sunday night. It is Sunday night. I am in Georgia. Finally. We are back home in the greatest state in the country. Well, we're not quite home yet. A couple of days to go. But, we are, we're just south of Atlanta. I got about a 2-hour ride in the morning to my delivery. This is the closest decent truck stop to where I'm going, because I'm going to the middle of nowhere. And make a delivery in the morning, then we got a couple little short runs we're going to load and run. But anyway, I wanted to make a reminder. 8 days. 8 days. There we go, Michael P. Yeah, Snorlord, we've done that before. That would be a retake, a second version, right? 8 days until what is probably, in my opinion, one of the most important elections of our time. Not going to tell you who to vote for, not going to give you my opinions on any of that, but you need to at least go vote. Whatever way you feel comfortable to do, Although if you're a business owner that cares about your business, there's only one way to vote. But anyway, you need to go and do it. 8 days. A lot of states have early voting, so you can do it this week sometime if you can't necessarily be there next Tuesday. But go vote. That is one of the great things about this country. And you need to vote Republican. Red lights, yes, red lights. But either way, you know, that's the beauty of this thing. At least normal people can vote one way or the other and agree that other people have that right to vote the other way, and that's okay. I won't agree with it, but I won't hate you for it. Now, there's a lot of people on both sides that are not that way. If you can't vote the way they want you to, you know, you might as well be dead to them or something. But that's the beauty of this thing. But at least just go vote. That's all I wanted to say. Just a reminder. 8 days from now is the day of the actual election. There's plenty of time to do it early in most states. And that's my intention. I won't be home next Tuesday, so I'm going to go vote toward the end of this week when I get home. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. If you're happy with if you're happy with the direction of our economy and our business climate that we have right now, there's only one way you can vote for that to keep it going, and that's Republican. But anyway, enough of that. That's not what everybody's here. What did that say, Daniel? I got a text earlier saying we young Texas Democrats are seeing voters or something like that, and I texted back saying, I'm sorry, but I don't vote for Democrats and liberals. There we go. That's right. You got to vote for your Second Amendment rights. I'll give you a perfect example. Here in the state of Georgia, we have a governor's race going on right now. And on one side, you have a very pro-Second Amendment Republican. And on the other side, you have a very anti-Second Amendment Democrat. There's a lot of other differences between them. One is for socialized health care, the other's not. Obviously, we know the difference of who that is. But the contrast between the two parties has really never been further apart. It used to be that everybody tried to get to the middle so that they could draw votes from both sides. But it seems that in the past decade, it's well, Kaislin, if you read the articles, there's apparently a problem with people hitting buttons too soon on the machines and not allowing it time to do what it's supposed to, is what they have found. So there's nothing wrong with the machines. People don't know how to use them. Vote for the new trucker toilet at every stop with chrome seats. Woo! There we go. But anyway, so at least go vote. Whether me and you agree on who you're voting for is not the issue. At least you need to go vote. Now, I will say this. If you're going to vote for Democrats, just stay home. Don't. But anyway, so there's enough of that. But, so yeah, it's Sunday night. Another week is over. Coming up on Monday. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We've had a nice leisurely 34-hour break here in Georgia at the truck stop. And we watched them Georgia Bulldogs just chomp down and chew up and spit out them Florida Gators yesterday. What's going on, Jason Perry? Yeah, if you're voting blue, the election day is November 19th. There you go. Harold, the update card will be there tomorrow at my house. All right, there we go. Yep, I called them about that on Saturday because Scott told me to do that, and apparently they had first sent it to you, and then so they sent out another one to me, unless you're sending me the one that they sent you. Which case I'll have two. But anyway, so I lost my train of thought there, which isn't hard to do. But anyway, the Georgia Bulldogs, man. I don't know if anybody watched that game. It was on CBS. It was a pretty big game. You had number 7 versus number 9, I think they were. Yep. So that game was pretty good. It was kind of close to halftime, and then them old Gators, they couldn't hang after halftime. Florida just went ahead and annihilated them. But yeah, Florida was number 9. Jason put up a video of some cooking. All right. South Dakota removed all voting machines and went old school paper ballots. Well, that's only, that's not hard to do in South Dakota. What you got, 50 or 60 ballots to count? That won't be too hard. Yeah, the Georgia quarterback is the real deal. Jake Fromm. And the thing about it, he's only a sophomore, a true sophomore. So, as long as he doesn't go pro, we'll have a couple of more years with that kid, which is good. Good. But anyway, then today we had the NASCAR race. I don't know if anybody got to watch or listen to the yeah, there we go. That's right, Rican. Yeah, I think all those votes came from right there. Okay, Jason. All right. But yeah, the NASCAR race day. Did anybody else watch that race? It was at Martinsville. It was a pretty good race all the way through. Very action-packed. A lot of good close racing, and then it got to the end. And we all know if you're not a NASCAR fan, if you're not a NASCAR fan, Martinsville is a half-mile paperclip shape. I mean, if you think about the shape of a paperclip, that's exactly what Martinsville is. Okay, and it's flat. It's flat. So it is tight, close quarters. And, man, the end of it got wild there. A little bumper action. One goes for a wild ride, and the other one comes back and wins the race. So it was good finish. And good way to spend the day, at least in my opinion. Now, Kaislin said SEC quarterbacks don't really work out in the NFL. Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. Old Peyton Manning seemed to do pretty good, and so did his brother, and so did his dad. Matthew Stafford's doing pretty good in Detroit if he had any kind of a team. But anyway, yeah, 74.5. Red Sox going to close the deal tonight, says TJ. Oh, a little angry are we, Burger? Seahawks whooped the Stafford booty today. Yeah, well, a quarterback alone does not make a team. I mean, a quarterback alone does not make a team. That's usually pretty self-evident. You can have a pretty good quarterback with nobody around him, and you will not have a pretty good team. or a pretty good record. But anyway, I hope everybody had a good weekend, a good safe weekend if you were working, or even if you weren't working. I had a good leisurely time here in the truck, a little cleaning, a little paperwork, and a lot of just being lazy. And we're gonna go in the morning and deliver our load, and then I've got 2 round trips that I'm gonna do after this. Pick up some empty racks at a location. Actually, I think there'll be loaded racks that I'm picking up at the first location, and pick up the loaded racks, carry them over about 2 hours away, and unload, reload with empties, coming right back to the place that I picked up the loaded ones for the next morning. I may be able to get back over there before they leave. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on how fast I get unloaded in the morning and then go get reloaded. Anyway, we're going to do that 2 rounds. So that's either going to take me through into Wednesday sometime, or Wednesday afternoon, evening. We'll see. So, that's the plan. And then from there, we're going to go home. We're going to put the truck in the shop. We got developed a small oil leak that we're going to get looked at. And I got some coolant hoses that, although they're not leaking now, they're looking like they are a little old. I don't know how long they've been on the truck. And so we're going to go ahead and get those changed out before winter comes. So get that took care of while we're going to be home for a couple of days. And we'll be home next weekend. My son's having his last soccer game of this little season that they have. He'll be having that this coming Saturday. And then it's also my daughter's birthday on Saturday. So works out good to be home to see both of those things. All right, there you go, TJ. Good job. Good job. Glad you got a new venture coming up. That's always good. Berger said he'll be going home on Wednesday as well. Had enough trucking fun for a while. Jason Perry had a good weekend. There we go. But anyway, the last couple of weeks have been very interesting. I don't know, I've done a couple of videos the last few weeks, and anybody that has watched me do videos, for the past couple of months, y'all know as well as I do that the places I've been the last few weeks are not normal for me. Normally I run the Midwest and back and forth to the South to go home and to leave the house, but I don't really venture very much further than that normally, because rates are usually the best in the Midwest, and it doesn't make sense to leave the good rates. But the last few weeks we've had a little dip and up and down kind of a motion going on with the rates and volume, and I kind of felt like if I could get nearly the same rate to take a longer run and go out west, then I'd go out and go somewhere I don't normally go, and just get out and stretch my legs, do something that I don't normally do. If I wasn't giving up the good big money in the Midwest, I'd go out and go somewhere else, So we went to Arizona and came back, and then we turned around and went to South Dakota by way of Omaha, which I know is weird sounding. We went from Ohio to Omaha to go to South Dakota, but we had a multi-stop run, and so it dictated going through Des Moines and then Omaha and then on up into South Dakota and ended up in Rapid City. But yeah, so that was something that I don't normally do. I actually ended up going west of Rapid City to Belle Fourche, South Dakota, to get a load, and as it turned out, it wasn't actually in Belle Fourche, South Dakota. It was 17 miles west of there into Colony, Wyoming. but not that big a deal. And we went out there and got loaded and came back and went to Illinois, and then here we are in Georgia. So, you know, the last 2 weeks, has it been just 2 weeks? Three weeks. 3 weeks. Yes. Because I did a 34 in Arizona, and then we did a 34 in Omaha, Council Bluffs, and then now here to Georgia. So 3 weeks and 8,000 miles. 79.58 from the time we left the house. Because I reset that when I was at home because it had a fresh PM service done on the truck. Now I reset my odometer, my trip odometer, for my PM service. So 8,000 miles in 3 weeks. That's not too bad. I don't feel like that's working too hard. What is that, 2,300 something miles a week? No, it's 246. I can't add tonight either, can I? 2,600 miles a week, I guess. So Burger said 3 weeks out would drive me insane. Yeah. Jeff Beard, where did I go right by yet? Said I went right by and didn't say hi, you snob. Where did I go by you there? Your girls like my channel because it's G-rated, not TVMA. Oh, I didn't know you were in Rapid City. Yes, I did actually. I think you were in the video when I was headed to Rapid City, weren't you? Telling me about getting freight from there and such. I think I do actually remember that. But I ended up going, since you're from Rapid City, you'll know where Belle Fourche is, and I went out there to Colony. I'm sure you know exactly where I went to, and we got loaded over there. And there we go, Burger. Yes. I will say, on my way, yeah, Alzheimer's must be sitting in. My wife tells me that all the time. She's like, I swear you've got early onset Alzheimer's, because I can never remember half the conversations that we have. But I can remember where every truck stop is I've ever been to and how to get into a shipper, receiver, whatever. But I can't remember a phone conversation we had 2 days ago. She'll swear she told me something, and I'll be like, no, you told somebody else. It wasn't me. But half the time, or 3/4 of the time, she probably did tell me. But we stopped in, on our way back from South Dakota to Illinois, I stopped by Iowa 80. Yeah, I just keep forgetting to come to Pennsylvania, Burger. That's what it is. I just keep forgetting. It keeps just slipping my mind. But on my way back from Iowa 80, on my way back from South Dakota to Illinois, I stopped in the Iowa 80 and did my 30-minute break because I wanted to get these window covers. I have some generic ones for the windshield because the exact cut to, the ones that are made to fit the windshield in my truck, they wouldn't be no use to me anyway because I have GPSs and pre-passes and easy passes and all that. So I just got some generic ones from Walmart that are oversized so that they'll go around the GPS and the pre-pass and all that. But I stopped and got the ones for the side windows. And these things are thick. They've got 4 suction cups mounted in each 4 corner, cut to fit the exact shape of the window. So I'm going to tell you what, if y'all ever get out there, and if you do not have, well, okay, even if you have a curtain that goes around your windshield, in the hot summer, we all know that glass and that curtain gets super hot. And it makes your APU have to work harder, or maybe not even hard enough to keep up with the temperature. Get some of these. They suction cup to the window. They're made, they're truck specific, so you have to find one for whatever truck you have. They were $40 for the set. So I got one for each side of the truck. But they're made exactly to fit the window. 4 suction cups. They roll up, but they're thick, and they got the shiny, thermal foil on the backside, and then they're white on the inside. And they do a huge improvement over, throwing a shirt in the window. Peterbilt's don't have a curtain around the front. So I a lot of times on 34s when it was hot summer, I would throw a t-shirt or a lightweight coat over the window and roll it up to block the sun out. But these come in very handy, very nice, well worth the $40. Food Mooch, they're the window covers that you can get from Iowa 80 that are truck specific for your side windows. They have them for your windshields too if you want them. But they got suction cups made in, and they're very nice. So yeah, Burger, at first I kind of missed the curtain around the front because I was used to it from all the years driving different Freightliners and things. But a lot of times I'll even leave the curtain. I do have a curtain between the cab and the sleeper, and I'll shut that at time to go to bed, but other than that, most of the time I have the curtain open, Big Houston in the house there. But anyway, so all I was trying to say, have Harold Barbecue use some Georgia hog when you visit. Serve up some pecan pie. Whoo now. Hey, I got a place about 15 minutes from my house that I can go get you a fresh. Now, some people will lie or will think I'm lying, but this is a farmer type place that has the little pumpkin patch in the fall, and the corn maze and all that. But they sell homemade, real deal, southern style pecan pies, fresh made, never frozen, only refrigerated, and they are $50. And I'm gonna tell you what, it is the best pecan pie you will ever eat in your life. And it's right down the road from where I live at, a little town called Sasser, Georgia. Big Rich is in the house. Anyway, they make the best pecan pie you'll ever eat. So, and it's that time. It's that time of year. Harvest has happened or is happening. What's left after the hurricane. I'm gonna tell you what. That's another thing. The price of pecans and such is going to go through the roof because of the loss from the hurricane. Just going to tell you that now. There is a large percentage of the crop that has been lost. So that's going to affect the market rate on pecans and even peanuts and cotton to a certain degree. Oh yeah, that's my new favorite, Store Lord. How did you know that? God, I'm so glad you put that on the playlist. Oh yeah, Burger, they're awesome. They're awesome. Even I just had to go back to see what was worth it. Even though you have a windshield curtain that goes around the front, these will keep the heat out and make your APU cool the truck better. Oh yeah, I feel so honored. I just can't believe it. Right, it's almost as good as my Slayer fetish. Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, they do have, now this is an interesting, or maybe not interesting to anybody else, but it's one of those little useless pieces of information. Georgia is called the Peach State. I'm sure everybody has heard that before. And if you've ever been in anywhere around Atlanta, there is an ungodly amount of named roads with peach in them. Peach tree, peach blossom, peach, 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 peach. It's peach everywhere in Atlanta and Gwinnett and Decatur and Duluth. It's just peach everything. But Georgia's not the leading producer of peaches in this country. South Carolina is. So, I'm not sure the obsession with peaches and the peach state when we don't even do the most peaches. So there you go. But anyway, I didn't really have anything other than the making sure everybody remembers to go and vote to talk about tonight. Just a little check-in with y'all. Hope everybody's still doing good. It's Monday tomorrow. I hope everybody has a good, safe, productive week, and everybody goes out and makes a killing. Make a lot of money this week. Let's go out. Let's do it. Don't worry about the rates that are, hard to get. Keep your head up. You don't get the rates you like, call somebody else. Call somebody else and keep calling. And, Big Houston's on home time. But, don't worry about the bad things that are around you. Steve posted something on Facebook about I forget what's that guy's name, Steve. I forget his name, but he's on the rate per mile masters page, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What's the guy's name? The main thing that I took out of it is that a lot of things are what you allow them to be. And bad rates are only bad is because you accept them. And Justin Taylor. Okay, that's right. I couldn't remember that. That's that Alzheimer's thing. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've ran a little more miles in October. All right, Burger, be careful out there. Be careful. Thanks for coming by. The month of October has definitely been the most challenging as far as getting good rates. However, I have made more money this month than only one other month beat this month since I've been on the spot market. And that was my very first month. Now, undoubtedly, rates were better in May than they were this month. They were also better in June and July. And they started to turn down in August. Late July. But I've made more money this month than any other month other than April. With the tough times and the rates. But that's simply because you don't accept the bad rate when you call about it. You call somebody else. And you call somebody else, and you call somebody else, and you call somebody else, and you get lucky. I'll admit that too. I got lucky. I got a decent rate to come back from Arizona out of Ohio on a last-minute cancellation on a Monday morning load cancellation because they gave it away. Horrible broker. Gave my load away to somebody else because the load changed and was going to add a day to it, actually add the weekend, and I requested more money because we went from finishing a load on Friday to finishing it on Monday. And I said, well, I'm going to need some more money for that, and he gave it away. So I had to find something in Arizona, Phoenix, on Monday morning, sitting there while I'm getting unloaded. And I got lucky, and I found a good rate and a good load coming back to Ohio. And then we went out on a limb and we went to South Dakota. And we got lucky and got a good rate. But it wasn't the first one that I called about. I could have easily booked a load earlier on my way to South Dakota that paid a lot less because it would have been easy to take it and just have something booked, but I didn't. And that's a big part of being able to maintain a good rate is don't give up. Don't be defeated for them. Because it's easy to say, okay, $1.30, okay, that's all it's going to pay, and you take it and you go. But if you keep waiting and you keep calling and calling and calling, yeah, sometimes it gets to be a pain in the butt making all the calls. But that's part of the adventure for me, is holding out. And it's more, you get more of a win, an adrenaline rush, a happy feeling when you waited, you held out. And then you get it. It feels so much better. So, food mooch, I don't know. I hope so. It will make the fall holidays and everything much better for everybody if we're making a lot more money. But I made good money this month. Like I said, it was my second best month so far. I hope that they come back up. And I'm seeing some signs that in some parts of the country, Midwest in particular, they are coming back up. A little bit. Now, South down here, some of it is still really bad. The South has very low freight count. And it's because we've been hit by 2 tornadoes in the last 2 months. I mean, hurricanes, not tornadoes. And so it's disrupted a lot. Like I said before in another one of my videos, Southwest Georgia's heavy agricultural based markets. And a lot of that has been devastated. And so the trucks that would be hauling that primarily, they're off doing other things now. They're going, over here and getting a load or over there. So it's really disrupted the markets. Really has. So the South is still very tough. Well, yeah, that's when you just have to say, okay, I appreciate it, and you hang up and call another one, Caitlin. That's all you can do. Because at the end of the day, that's a load you're not going to do because they're not going to pay an average rate, so there's no point in getting into an argument. Because what are you really doing? All you're doing is wasting your time when you could make another call. Because they're not going to pay, and you ain't going to haul it for that, and you're just wasting your time even talking to them any further. When somebody comes up with a horrible, ridiculous rate, I don't waste any more time with them. That's wasted time. And they know it's a horrible, ridiculous rate, but they also know that there's some fool who will haul it for that, and they will just wait till that fool calls them. They're not going to pay a normal rate, okay? And so talking any further to somebody like that is nothing but a waste of time that you could call somebody else and maybe get a good rate with them. And so that's the way I view it. When somebody gives me a horrible rate like that, all right, I appreciate it. You have a good one. And that's it. Because it's not worth any more wasted time. Time to plant sugar beets in Southwest Georgia. I don't know. Well, Caitlin, you can't take it that way because they don't know your cost of operating, but they know that somebody will haul it for that. Whether they can actually make any money hauling it for that or not, it doesn't matter. You can't take it personal. You're not, and when they pick up the phone, it shows them your cost per mile. They don't know that. They don't know if you can do that or not. They don't care. It's not a personal thing. They know that somebody will haul it for that. They don't care if the person who does is making any money. That's not how this works. This is a capitalist society. They're going to make an offer that makes them money, just like you would. It doesn't matter to them if you make any money or not. They know somebody will haul it for that. And they don't know what it costs them. They don't know what it costs you to run your truck. So it's not an insult. Because you're not quantifying what you need based on what you've got to have. Okay? So you can't take it personal. You can't get into an argument about it. What is that going to do for you? Nothing. You will gain nothing. Because you're damn sure not going to get the load, excuse my language, you're not going to get the load after you piss them off and have an argument about it. What good is it going to do you? None. So, there's that. Total rant off on another subject that I was not even planning to go down that pathway. But anyway, it is what it is. And TJ, I don't know about the sugar beets. I don't know if they, I know they grow those up in Michigan a lot, but I don't know. I don't know that I've ever heard of them being grown down south. I don't know. But anyway, guys, it's 10 o'clock over here in Georgia, so we're gonna get off of here and get ready to go to bed. Yeah, focus, I know, right? But I try not to talk rates and calling brokers and things like that, because not everybody that is on YouTube is in the spot market. You know, and not every, you know, and the people who are, we do that all day, every day. And that's nothing special. It's not the most fun part of the job. And so I try not to let that bog down a video. Yes, Norlord, I did notice that the other day when I was looking at it. I'm like, how convenient and how accurate, right? How apropos. But, you know, I try not to bog down a video with talking about rates and brokers and all that. But it does get me fired up when I start to think about it, or I get, you know, talking about it to somebody who takes it too personal. You can't take it personal. Okay? You're making a blind phone call to somebody that you don't know and they don't know you. And it can never be personal. Because it just isn't. Now if you work with that broker a lot and you develop a relationship, then it becomes personal to a certain degree. Because you can have that conversation about what you need in order to make a profit, what you have to have, you know, and they can have that conversation on the most they can pay. And that comes with time and building a relationship, hauling multiple loads. You know, I've done that with one particular broker. I did a lot of loads. Y'all may have heard me talk about them, load of scrap aluminum that I hauled out of Ohio to Georgia. And I've done that run 5 or 6 times. I don't remember exactly how many. I only called about it off the board one time. The very first time it was posted on the DAT board. Every time after that, I called the broker that I hauled it for before. And every time that I called him, he didn't have the load. But he was able to call and get one for the day that I needed it for. You know, if I saw a load that was headed to where that load was at, I would call him and say, hey, I'm going to be in that area. Do you have one? Well, no, I don't have one right now, but let me call and see if I can get you one. And he would call me back that afternoon or the next morning and say, yeah, I got you one right now, blah, blah, blah. You know what? And we had the conversation after building a relationship and doing that 2 or 3 times. He was like, okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal on what I can do it for. And we had that conversation about what I needed to do it for. And it was that, you know, but you can't do that the first time. You're just another guy. They're just another broker. You don't even know if the load's going to be something you would want to do again, or if they're going to be a broker that you would want to work for again. Not everybody is, you know? And so you can't take it personal. When you call a random broker and they give you a horrible rate, just, okay, thank you, have a nice day. Click, move on. Nothing personal. They will get it moved for that. They may go up a little bit, but they ain't going up a lot. And they will get it moved. There is somebody out here with a 1996 Freightliner with a 1912 20 or 1975 or whatever dry van trailer, and they will haul that load. Or it might be somebody with a 2010 Peterbilt and a 2010 trailer, and they have no idea what their cost per mile is, and they'll haul the load because they think they're making $1 million and they're losing $20. Okay, the load will get moved. Broker doesn't care if you make money or not. All right, that's just the reality of it is. Don't take it personal. Hang up the phone, move along. But anyway, I get passionate about that because it takes some thought process to be able to have a decent conversation with a broker. I don't care how bad your day is. I don't care how many times you've been told no. I don't care how many times you've been told a horrible rate. The next phone call is not affected by that. You got to have the best upbeat, kiss your rear end type attitude, because you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. If you call somebody up that you hadn't talked to all day and you're already pissed off, guess what? You're not going to go well. Okay? And so that gets me fired up when people talk about it like that. TJ's on his platform. Yeah, that's right, Snorlord. But even then, they're losing money, you know. So at that point, just keeping moving, you're actually hurting yourself. You know, I had a Facebook argument with somebody about whether or not it was better to take a losing load and move the truck than it was to sit a day and get a better load. And it depends. It's always a depend. Depends on the market, depends on where the bad load is going, depends on how heavy it is, depends on what kind of freight it is, depends on the terrain, you know, and it depends on how much you're going to lose. Because if you lose money on the load, you just cost yourself money. Not only did you not make any, but you cost. So not making versus costing is two different things. If you sit a day and do nothing, you didn't make any money to pay towards your truck payment, your trailer payment, your insurance, or anything like that. You made no money. But you didn't cost yourself anything. You didn't take money out of your pocket and throw it away. If you take a load to move the truck that costs you money, meaning it doesn't pay for the cost per mile that it will take to do it, then not only did you not make any money like you wouldn't have, you know, if you would have not moved at all, but now you have taken money from your pocket and paid to move that load. Which way's better? Well, obviously you'd say I'd rather not pay any money, I'd just rather sit the day. Well, sometimes it's worth it to pay a little bit of money to move the truck if that's all you can do. If there is no chance of a better load tomorrow, and how long are you going to sit? You going to sit a week? You know, it just depends on the scenario. So sometimes it's actually worth it to lose, to spend money to move the truck. Those are rare instances, and it's actually rare instance to not have anything. I can honestly say that in 7 months that I've been doing this, I have sat one day where I didn't have a load. I have never, other than one day, not had something to go do as soon as I got unloaded with something else. So that's a rare instance. But it's an instance that may come up, and you have to have a plan. You have to have thought that through. You know, is it smarter to move the truck and pay money than it is to just sit a day? And it just depends. There's never a one correct answer. The scenarios will always dictate what the correct answer is. And so that was kind of the argument I was having with the person. It just depends, you know. So I don't know where this got off on this. I don't know. I apologize, guys. I got way off on a tangent. Completely off on a tangent there. But anyway, we're going to slide out of here. It's 10 minutes after 10. And I hope everybody has a good week. Everybody be safe. Remember to go and vote sometime between now and next Tuesday. Go vote. Yeah, it's always, TJ, it's always scenario based. You know, where are you at? Where are you going? How much you going to lose? How long you going to sit? What's it going to cost you to move? Blah, 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 blah. There's never a right answer, you know. But sometimes it does make sense to sit, and sometimes it makes sense to move and pay to move. Sometimes it makes sense to haul a load and pay to move. You know, it just depends. You know, if you're going to go 150 miles, you might as well deadhead. If you're going 800 miles, you might as well haul something. You know, it just depends. It's all, there's never a right answer or one size fits all answer. There's always a right answer. But anyway, y'all be safe. Have a good week. I'll be home Wednesday evening or Thursday morning, and then probably will not have a Sunday video next week because we will be in Tallahassee. We're going to go down to Tallahassee for the daughter's birthday, do a little shopping. You know, she's an 8-year-old girl, and so she's already liking to do the shop. So we're going to go to the big city of Tallahassee and do some shopping for her birthday. And so we'll be coming home Sunday from that. Anyway, y'all be careful, be safe, have a good week, go vote, and we might catch up with you in the middle of the week or something like that. But anyway, till then, remember, keep the shiny side up, rubber side down, and peace out.